Hello movie lovers, welcome to another interesting video. Last Saturday we went for the premiering of the movie The Storm. After watching the film, I have few things I would like to talk about. This is going to be my review on the movie The Storm. Let's get into it. The Storm is produced by 7 Aspect Production Studios and the film is directed by Ben Owusu. This film has actors and actresses like Magraheb in there, Jeffrey Norte, Sama Mumuni, Ajete Anan, Fifi Coleman, Edward Adokufo, among other great actresses. This film is a star pack. It has a whole lot of them in there. The production quality and everything, so far, so good.
Do you have any information on the victim?
Yes, a teenager, badly tortured.
So before going for the premiere, because of the anticipation around this particular film, I had a very big expectation for it. I was expecting to see so much from this film, and then I think a whole lot of people also had the same feeling before going there. And after the premiere, it looks like everyone has their own opinion about the film. That's why I said I have a few things I would like to talk about, starting with the storyline.
Yet again, another young life lost.
The film's plot, or the central idea, is basically around numerous crimes happening in a country. Kidnapping, murder, drug dealers and all that, all happening in one country. And it seemed that the people in higher offices are the ones behind these hideous crimes. So that is the central idea of this film, which is very genius, which is very creative. I applaud whoever wrote the story, whoever worked on from story to screenplay, everything in this film in terms of storyline. I salute it because it is that good. I watched it, I enjoyed it, and then from the reactions in the cinema, you can tell that most of the people there also enjoyed it.
Anyone who talks ends up like whiskey. They have eyes everywhere.
There are a whole lot of highlights in this film. If you get to watch it, I believe you appreciate the work. The way and manner the police service in the film were able to execute their actions, their duties in the film, I think it was very good. Whoever did the art direction on this film, in particular when it comes to the police aspect, how they hold their guns, their outfit, their uniforms, and how they position to tackle criminal situations, it was very good. The setup in the police station was good. How they had their own, they had the space to use. And then I like that because it gave the film a whole lot of room for the actors and the DOPs and whoever they were working with to explore.
People are not safe out there.
One of my favorite scenes is the scene where Ajete Anan visited the priest. The scene in that church auditorium where they had the camera moving along with the acting, I enjoyed it. Like I said, watching this film in the cinemas, it felt like I was watching an Amazon Prime original production, or let me say a Hollywood standard film. So this, I believe they have done well in that regard.
We are here to send a message to the criminals behind this hideous crime.
In terms of storytelling, they started introducing the characters to us. They started enlightening us with the fact that crime is happening. So they gave us a series of criminal activities happening in the town or in the country, giving us a fair idea of what the story's angle is, which, like I said, it's a very good strategy from the writer's point of view. Because in the act of storytelling, if you introduce a story in this manner, you kind of hook the viewer, because whoever is watching would want to know what is happening next. And then you capture the attention of the viewers by writing in this way. So I like it. The writing style of this film, honestly speaking, did very well for me.
We have a crack on this case. It will be a political suicide to take her for granted.
Watching this film, it gave me that impression that Ghanaian film industry is doing very well. One of the interesting factors of this film is that it comes with a very unique mood. While watching it, you are kind of wishing that the detectives will be able to solve the crime as soon as possible. And just when they are closer to solving the crime, something else will pop up, and then you get to hear the crowd be like, oh, When it comes to the film's cinematography, which involves the camera, the editing, the coloring, the sound and all that, I believe it is good. Their camera shots are good. You can tell that they are employing a whole lot of Hollywood creative shots, from having the DOPs partake in the scene to having a very good sound. The colors were on point and uniform. And then I think the editing has a very good pacing, so it doesn't get draggy and doesn't get slow as well, which I like. When I say the DOP is taking part of the scene, what I mean is that when there is a scene and let's say the actors are supposed to do something, the DOP don't just stand at one point to record the scene, but rather involves himself in the scene. So when an actor is moving, the camera moves with him. You move in a wide angle and later we can see that you are in a close-up without a cut. That is what I'm talking about. We start the scene off from a wide angle or perhaps from a medium angle, and then by the time you know, there's a close-up without a cut. Meanwhile, the scene is going on. So the DOP knows how the actors are going to move, and then he adjusts himself to capture the right scenes at a very good angle. And I could tell that there were so many of those scenes in this film. So in terms of cinematography, from sound, coloring, camera angles, I honestly believe that they've done a very good job.
Meliforsen can pose a threat to your campaign. She must not be taken for granted.
I believe that the film's strength is the film itself, how the film is presented to you when you haven't watched it. I mean, the poster, the cast on it, the trailer will catch you a bit chill. When you watch it, that is where you see the film's weakness. Obviously, there is not a perfect job. There are a whole lot of loopholes in there. I had so many questions after watching this film, but then I had the opportunity to speak with the director. So certain things were explained and it was clarified to me. But then how many people will be able to speak with the director and get same clarifications? You understand? My first point is the ending of the film. Ending sucks. Boring, very bad. I was sitting next to a lady, and when we saw the end credits rolling up, she's like, no. According to the director, after the end credits, there was another scene to justify the ending of the film, which in my opinion, didn't really sell, or perhaps it didn't really make sense. Because when the people saw the end credits rolling up, everyone started moving out of the cinema hall. How are we going to know that there's a scene after the end credit? Who does that? Why put a very important scene after an end credit? How will people know? Because the end credit means the film has ended.
I am being accused of corruption.
What is in it for you?
My second point is the fact that I believe some of the film's plots were very weak. Let me give you a typical example. When the priest was chasing the Meliforsen lady on a motorbike, she is supposed to be a political aspirant. She has a police detective as her security detail. Now, you've been traveling, the scene starts in a day and it ends in a garage which was dark. How can a motorbike follow a detective in a car and you can't sense in any way that someone is telling you or something? I was expecting Fifi Coleman, who is the detective, to at least see from the driving mirror that at least this particular motorbike has been following us for a long time. So something isn't right. That is why you are a security personnel. But then a motorbike follows you from town to a parking lot and shoots you.
I'm on their trail. We can't quit now.
Again, certain things didn't really add up for me. And then in a conversation with the director, he explained that there were so many scenes that were asked to be taken out of the film. So when they are acting along the actions of the Ghana police, it looks like the police has a say in it. And some of the scenes, they asked them to take it out of the film, according to the director. So in my opinion, if you had questions and you felt like certain things didn't really add up in the film, then these are some of the reasons. The film's production quality, the film's production standard, Everything about the film gives me that international vibe. Kudos to the director. Ben Owusu has done a very good job. I don't know if this is his first film, but this is the first film I have watched from him. And I believe he has that mindset of a Hollywood director. Because most of the scenes and how they shot it present or comes off as like the Hollywood mindset. Okay, I kind of see these kind of filming styles in Hollywood films, and it's unlikely to see it in Ghana films, but then they have incorporated them in this film.
What is the worst thing you're willing to do for power?
On this game of power, the winner takes it all.
One thing I noticed is that the sound was repeating itself at some point. I think it's the fault of the cinema. That's what I think. Because I don't believe it's from the film itself, because the way it was coming, it kind of felt like two speakers playing at a different time, you know. So you hear hello and then you hear hello. I don't think it's the fault of the film. I think it's a glitch from Silverbird, which I believe they can work on that. One thing I also want to touch on is their props and setting. They had a very good setting. They had the big building with the name East Side Police on it, which is very good. We don't normally see it. They had their police badges, detective badges, the police gears and all that. Their props and setting were very good. Their guns, I liked it. The CGI, the helicopter CGI thing they did in there was also good. It came out well. You understand? It came out very well. So whoever did that knows what he's doing or knows what she's doing. When it comes to the acting from the actors and actresses, I think everyone did their best. But on a very light note, I think Magraheb was a little bit soft for the detective role. Her voice isn't really made for that. And also her posture, I didn't really enjoy watching Magraheb playing the assistant detective or the detective role she did. I was expecting a little bit of energy in her act as compared to what she gave us. Obviously, Ama is a very great actress. I like her movies. But this, I feel she was a little bit soft on the role. All in all, The Storm is the movie. It came out very nice, and I'm honestly happy I was there at the premiere. The premiere had a very good turnout. They were able to do 2 shows, which is massive for me. And I think the production studio and the director had a successful show. Thank you so much for watching today's video. My name is Steve Nader Jr. Kindly like and share this video for me. Please let me know your opinions in the comment section and subscribe to this channel for more film reviews. I'll see you in our next review.